Hey guys, Andy here. I have today with me a Sony Xperia Z5 Compact. Thank you very much to clove.co.uk for the use of this device. Please, if you haven't been to their website before, do go and have a look. They have a comprehensive selection of mobile phones with, I can guarantee, with great service. I've bought from them myself. So, the Z5 Compact in graphite black. As you can see there, to be honest, I hadn't really looked much about. Obviously, I knew the Z5. I knew it's Sony's flagship. I was very interested, but also at the same time, I'm really interested by the Compact because it's basically the same phone in a slightly smaller case, and it's £100 cheaper. So, I think for some people, it's really going to tick some boxes that they're not into the big Note devices, even devices over 5 inches. It's just too much. Whereas, well, let's go ahead and open the box up. Whereas the Z5 Compact is actually, I mean, to me, that does actually feel really small. So for me, I feel it is, to me, it's too small. But for some people, this will be the size they're looking for. And the specs. So let's talk through. Let's move the box aside. So the specs. It has a Snapdragon 810 processor, which obviously is a sort of top of the line Snapdragon. It's octa-core, so it's got a quad-core 1.5 gigahertz, a Cortex-A53, and a quad-core 2 gigahertz Cortex-A57, and the Adreno 430 GPU, exactly the same as its big brother, the regular Z5. The only thing, obviously, the screen size is only 4.7 inches, but then it's 720 by 1280 pixels, which is about 323 pixels per inch. Some people might say, "Oh, that's not enough. That's not enough. It needs to be 500, like the Nexus 6P." Or, you know, I don't think it does. I really don't. I personally think that they've gone over the top with those sort of things. So it's only 300 odd pixels per inch, but I think that's fine on a 4.7 inch screen. The battery is 2,700 milliamp hours. He says, quickly trying to double check that. Yeah, 2,700 milliamp hours. It does have fast battery charging, quick charge 2.0. I don't think it has wireless charging, but like I say, it does have. Now it says it's got a fingerprint sensor. I've not played with it yet. I can't see where there would be one, unless it's on the power button. Sorry, I seem to remember. Some people get really annoyed that I don't know much about the device when I do unboxing. That's almost intentional. I like to kind of explore the device. The review, definitely, I want to know more about it. But sometimes the unboxing is a bit of an adventure. So let's try just turning it on. Meanwhile, we'll take a look around the outside. So there we have the power button, which I think I do seem to recall hearing that is a fingerprint sensor. We will see. A quick look at the screen while it boots up. That looks, I mean, okay, 300 pixels per inch. That looks, how well can you see that? That looks fine to me thus far. Dedicated camera button down here. Can you see that? Is it focusing? Oh, okay. Now I'm hoping that's supposed to come out. Yep, I think so. So I'm assuming we've got micro SD and obviously the SIM card slot. I am assuming. It looks like a lanyard connector there. It looks like micro USB. So I'm guessing that's that's volume. That's one of the smallest volume rockers you're ever going to see. Turn the screen off just for the moment. So on the back, it's a nice flat. So this is, although it's a smaller device, it's what I call slabo phone. So it's a perfectly flat base. It will just sit on the desk. You do whatever you wish. It's not going to rock about. Some people won't like how it feels in the hand because it's not curved. You know, the Nexus 6 or I'm guessing the Moto X, I've not actually had one, I think is the best example of it curving to try and fit in your palm. But actually I quite like just sort of the thin and flat, you know, kind of you know where you stand with the corners on these things. It feels very good. I mean, I'm guessing that's plastic, but it feels like a premium plastic. It doesn't feel sort of hollow in any way. It feels quite solid. Feels pretty sturdy. There's no creaky noises as I apply some pressure to it. Now, the camera, again, goes to double check, but I'm fairly sure is 23 megapixels. 23 megapixels. So if you're not sure, that's 5520 by 4140 pixels. That's bigger than my DSLR. My DSLR is only 18. This is 23 megapixels. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that squares up against the Note 5 and the Nexus 6P. I'll be doing some testing. On the top, it looks like we have another mic there, possibly for noise cancellation. The 3.5mm jack for the earphones. You see on the back there, it's got the NFC emblem. I think it's quite nice just how it says Xperia on the edge there. So I think it's a really stylish device. It looks like a premium device. I mean, it's £430. You would kind of expect it to feel premium, wouldn't you? So, welcome to Xperia. So this is a review device. So somebody's obviously, well, likely used it before me. I'm assuming they've not left themselves logged in. Couldn't sign in. You don't have a network. So what we'll do, as is the norm at this point, I'll log into my Wi-Fi, I'll log into my Google account, and then I'll come back to you. Right, there's actually a bit of a delay there. I went and had my dinner because it had an update to do, loads of apps needed updating, an update as in a system update. So I thought, you know what, let's let it do all that stuff. I'll have me dinner, I'll watch some TV, and we'll come back to it. So it's done the full update. Let me show you what software version we're on. 5.1.1. So it was a bit optimistic to hope the update might have been Marshmallow. It would be like the first phone that was on a Nexus they had, and it wasn't. It was just an update. It was like a 200 meg update though, so it took a fair bit of time. So that's one thing. I realised we didn't look through the rest of the box, so let's just pop the phone aside for a second. In the box comes a screen protector. Not a tempered glass, which is my preference these days, but screen protector all the same, from Sony, so you'd assume it's going to be quite a good fit. Then inside we have the micro USB cable. You know, who doesn't have those these days? That's fine, I don't really need to open that. And the Sony plug. A little bit stiff with the plastic bit there. And quite a lot of documentation, which I will read. Never. So let's just pop that all back together. So I've installed a couple of bits and pieces. One thing actually is, let's first of all look at the fingerprint sensor. Fingerprint manager, that should do the trick. Fingerprint manager. Another phone screw. Okay. So let's set a pin. 1 second. And confirm. Yep, that's fine. So somebody located on it. Yep, so that's what we thought. Yep, got it. Let's start. Put your finger on the power button on the right. The flaming circle's not going around a great deal. Trying to use... Oh, there we go. That's fine. We don't need any more right now. So screen lock. Can we do fingerprints? Oh, should it not be an option? Okay, so even though it's not an option, it works. I installed real quickly as well Geekbench 3. So we'll start that off running, moving pretty quick now. So I mean, yeah, that's one thing I like, is that it is a small device. It looks really nice. I think it's a nice colour as well, actually. So I think it's a very stylish looking phone. So yeah, it is a small device, but it's crammed packed with all the latest hardware, basically. You know, an 810 Snapdragon is the latest that they do at the moment. The Adreno 430 is the latest, and it's an octa-core phone. You know, part of me wonders about heat. I mean, it's running the benchmark. I feel warm, but not hot that would concern me. And I'm quite curious to see what this what this would score. So the CPUs, they're a little bit slower than some of the other top-end devices. They're exactly the same as the Z5, but 1.5 and 2 gigahertz. Actually, I suppose 2 gigahertz is pretty much theirs. There are some that are 2.2. 389, okay, reasonable. I suppose I'd hoped for a little better, but then at the same time, the Nexus 6P with a Snapdragon 810, a very similar octa-core processor, and the Adreno 430 also scores about 3.9, somewhere in there. So actually, I guess in a small device like this to score almost 4,000, I suppose the Note 5 has spoilt me somewhat because that scores 5,000 and above. So I kind of, each time I get a powerful phone, I'm thinking, yeah, it should be scoring up as high as that. Obviously, some people talk about the Samsung and how they cheat at benchmarks, but still, the phone's got to be able to produce that much power. Let's have a bit of a look at a YouTube video. I want one with Walking Dead. Look, no, let's not spoil that for anyone. I'm liking at the minute. I'm liking Ed at the minute. Let's play a bit of. Let's check the quality. Why is it default to 240? So obviously 720 is the. There we go. That's kicked. You saw that sort of swap over. I think that looks very good. This is what I don't understand. 720 to me, 720, especially on a 4.7-inch screen, that looks fine. Turn the volume all the way up. Let's. Oh, do you know what? That's the speaker, isn't it? It must be. Sorry, just putting it up there near the microphone. My microphone's quite directional. You won't really hear very well. But generally, that sounds pretty good. Obviously, I'll do my usual sound test. I think the screen looks fantastic. As I've said, I don't entirely understand when they're so determined to go such a high resolution. So, yep, quite pleased with that. Let's take a quick look at the camera. Bring in my little buddy. Whoa, yep, go on. So, can you see? Relatively quick. Whoop, took through there by mistake. So, reasonably fast. I mean, it's not instant, but I would say, I mean, it's always hard to tell on just a simple little look. Yeah, see all the dirt on his head. But generally pretty good photo, I would say. Obviously I'm going to do some decent testing. Oh wow, look at the screen there. That looks, I don't know what this, I assume this is some kind of demo footage. But I would say that screen looks fantastic. I mean, Sony, obviously, they make some pretty... Look at that. Amazing looking colours. Proper vivid red. As it looks a little washed out, that might be the picture, rather than the phone. But they, I mean, I think that looks great. It's a really good screen. Obviously, Sony have some pretty good experience when it comes to screens. So I guess you might expect... I don't think I've ever had a Sony as a daily driver. I've liked some of them. Was it the Z10? That I really liked, but then something else came along very quickly, and I swapped I swapped out. So definitely the screen, I would say, looks very good. Let's try the camera button. Oh, that didn't seem to do much. Okay, we hold it down. Oh, it mentions in the corner there, try different capturing modes. So that's just... So that was quicker. You can use the camera button to semi-depress to focus. I don't know if you saw that. Like so. Like you would with a... Oh, I think I've upset it there. What have I done? These are the other... So I was just saying you can semi-depress and then fully depress to actually take the picture. Okay. Just they're all fairly normal sticker creator. I'm not sure about that one. 4K video look capable there, you'd imagine, from a 23 megapixel. So What did I have? Oh, did I have my finger over the? Maybe I did. So you see that? I'm semi-depressing. And then you full depress. And when you do that, it's pretty instant. So as I say, I will do better camera testing for the actual review. And actually, does feel quite warm at the minute. That unlocks pretty fast. I don't think it's it's not touch sensitive like the Nexus 6P fingerprint reader, but I quite like, obviously you're going to press the power to turn it on, so your thumb's already on it, so it just goes ahead and reads it. And I think every time it's successfully read my thumb so far, so that's quite interesting. I guess you might do one of these fingers as well. Obviously I'm not going to do it now. Not the most interesting thing for you to watch. I think that's kind of all we would want to have a look at this point. But that screen, it does look very good, I think. So, quite an interesting device. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do. It's going to take me a few days to get to uploading some more videos about the Z5 Compact, just because I've got the phones I'm reviewing at the moment. So I'm doing the Nexus 6P, but then I'll move on to this. Oh, it is quite loud actually, that speaker. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's not a lanyard. I thought it was a lanyard. It's not. Because then I realised, oh, hang on, it's the speaker. Fair enough. Anyway, so yeah, I think that's a really nice device. If you're one that doesn't like the such large devices, oh, we see there's a notification LED in the corner. Is it going to flash again? One flash every minute. There we go. This really could be something you want to take a look at. It's definitely a very stylish device. So there you go. Let me know any questions you might have down in the comments below. Subscribe if you haven't to keep an eye out for other videos on the device. My name's Andy. I'll catch you all again soon.